height is roughly 18, 9 meters. A little bit higher than last year. Yeah, that's about it really. Any questions? No? Great, next one.
I've always, since I've grown up, is that never give up attitude. But every ounce of thought in my head was panic, anxiety, stress, thinking of every single reason to not climb. Where I actually was ready to give up before I even started. Because I'm a splicer, and because I deal with kitten splicing and that's my job, competition climbing is something that I wanted to give a go. I stood back and realized that that's something that I think I could enjoy and benefit from for my mental health, having something to focus on.
Give us a smile.
When I need some me time or I need to focus and spend time in my splash shed is generally when I know that my mind needs to be taken away from other stuff. If I find stuff overwhelming, if I'm feeling anxious, I'll come into splice, and there's a few reasons. Main reason being is because like someone's life's on the end of this line, and if I'm focusing on that aspect of my passion, it takes me away from thinking the things that I can't change. So it's a redirect system for my head. It's directing my thoughts and my feelings into a different avenue, which at times is what I need. And the other thing I love about being in my splice garage is it's me time. I can put all my thoughts into one little basket, run through them, and just enjoy Sean time. And that is why I love this space. Very big influence on my life is my stepfather Hilton. I don't have much of his, but one thing that I do cherish that is in here, big, bright and bold, is the caricature of him. I smile at this quite a lot because it just has him in in one picture with the Natal Rugby Sharks, South African rugby, rugby balls. Hilton always said, if you watch from the boundary, you'll never be part of the game. You've got to get involved. That's, yeah, constantly reminded of that when I do my little self-motivating chats. Woke up to a bunch of people, excited, ready for the comp. Trying to put a brave face on. Everything's fine. And I actually felt nauseous. Like thinking of every single reason to not climb. Being anxious is a day-to-day struggle for me, but it comes from my earlier years of always wanting to prove to someone that I'm worth acknowledging, that I'm worth something to them. I grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. My dad wasn't very hands-on as a dad. He was very sort of had things going on but we never, okay, being at my age, at a young age, 6, 5, 6, 7, I never knew what was actually happening within their sort of marriage. So I was always on tenterhooks, and I can remember being on tenterhooks. I can remember when my mom and dad would have an argument, and I can remember my anxiety levels shooting up. I can remember growing up and feeding myself into my sports and finding that my coaches and stuff actually saw something good in me and would actually bring me into the environment to make me feel like I was important. In my later years, probably when I was started 8, I went away to Cape Town on a holiday after having an argument with my dad. I said to him that I never want to see him again. Got a phone call to my stepbrother at the time, Carl, and he sat me down on the deck. I can remember it. He said to me that your dad had passed away. I was a broken kid that needed help. That all that wanted was help. And not being able to express myself, I ended up doing stupid things. Self-harming. Have I dealt with my dad's death? Yes, he's dead. And was it easy? No, I still deal with it. Is it easier? Yes, because he's in a better place than he was here. Do I look in a mirror most days and think that, especially now that I've got my own little girl, are you your dad? I have to check myself on that a lot because I can be this most happy, friendly, encouraging, guidance-giving person. But when I'm behind closed doors, a lot of the time, I'm battling with my own demons. The biggest fear I've got is allowing myself to give up. Because I've been there. I know how it felt. I felt numb, didn't care. One evening, I decided to call it quits. And I landed up on the Bristol Bridge, just past the toll gates in Newport. I managed to find somewhere halfway down the bridge at the highest point, and called it quits. For some reason, I spoke to my mother and I turned around. My mom didn't know where I was, but it was her that got me off that bridge. It was extreme enough to change my environment. So I moved down to London, met Georgie, and yeah, everything changed from there. Georgie helped me realise that there was more happiness to life than just negatives all the time.
I think the reality is you know, when your little girl knows what you're up to and you're away so often because of this kind of stuff, it also puts a little bit of pressure, because I'd love to phone her and say, oh, daddy did his best and he's, you know, winning's not an option for me in my opinion, but I've got to trying to get the winning attitude. And you know what? If I don't do well, she'll still look at me like a superhero. So it is it's something for many, many years I've always wanted that sort of comfort and support. And that's what I'm getting from my family. So, you know, it's hard me being away a lot and work. But then when they support me doing what I enjoy, and you know, they're the first people to say, don't put pressure on yourself. You're still going to come home. You're still going to be loved. You're still going to be respected. You're still going to have fun. Yeah, that's yeah. It's quite important that I keep that in mind. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm not going to leave this ring regardless of what happens now. I've told myself I'm not leaving this ring with a bad attitude and thinking that I haven't done good enough because I've stepped into the ring. My life now is a life of understanding because I acknowledge my own negative thoughts. And I'm still learning.
Take your time, nice and smooth, bro. Nice and smooth.
I have ambition in life. What that ambition is to be the best of person I can be.